What's up, guys? You guys ready for another pickup video? Because I am playing the catch-up game right now, so we're going to blast out another pickup video. What is interesting about this one is it's very different from my other pickup videos as far as how many different places I got games at. This is just two pickups. One is rather large, and the other one is just a small amount of games that I got from a local game store on trade credit, which I do a lot of trade credit, as you guys probably have heard throughout the videos. I trade in all kinds of cheapo games that I found doubles of, and controllers, and accessories, and all kinds of stuff like that. Or games that I don't play that aren't worth a ton, but give decent trade credit. So, with that in mind, I'm going to do the small pickup from the game store first. And it is just like 5 games, but there are some decent, strange titles in there. First of all, I was going through the video game price guide, or video price charting website, looking at Atari 2600 games for some weird reason. I don't generally collect Atari games, but I was noticing there are a lot that are worth quite a bit of money, and a lot of the ones that I see commonly that are worth like, 15, 20 bucks. And so I started trying to remember some of them, and one that I saw at the game store was Karate for the 2600. Now, this is literally only the second Atari 2600 game I own right now. I've owned many more in the past, I just have always traded them off. But Karate, yeah, it's worth like $15, $20, something like that, and I got it for like 2 or 3, I think. And then something else they had that was really unusual. They had 4 of these, and I just picked out one. The one that was in the best condition had a really amazing cover, but it's an Atari 5200 game, and it is Missile Command. And what's cool is it has the little overlay thing, which I guess goes to the controller. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it was just really cool. And it was on trade credit, and I had like $4 left, and this is how much it was. So I picked it up just to display in my collection, or if I ever end up getting a 5200, I will go ahead and have a game to play. So that's pretty cool. Just random stuff. And then random game that I really wanted. I'm not really sure who mentioned this in their video. It might have been Metal Jesus Rocks, but somebody mentioned that Kubert 3 was an underrated classic. That's what I call them. I don't call them hidden gems. I call them underrated classics. Just to be a little different. But this underrated classic is Kubert 3 for Super Nintendo. And yeah, as soon as I saw footage of this, I was pretty intrigued, and definitely wanted to pick it up. And oddly enough, as soon as I walked in the game store next time, it was sitting there, so I had to have it. Okay, another one I got that I was actually surprised was really cool was Tombs and Treasure for NES, and this game's interesting. It's like a point-and-click adventure, but it looks like there's other stuff involved too, not just point-and-click. I'm not really positive about that. I haven't really played it, but I looked at gameplay footage and it looked really cool. And it's just a game I've never actually seen before in the wild. I'd actually never even heard of it before. But I picked it up on a whim, and it turned out to be one of those pickups that was a good one. Just didn't know what it was before. And the last thing I got, my girlfriend's son got an Xbox 360 recently. I don't do new-gen systems very much, and I still consider that a new-gen system. But a game that I really wanted to play for it, so we got it, was South Park Stick of Truth. This is supposed to be an amazing RPG that is all based on South Park, and man, the footage I saw of it, it's like playing a cartoon. It's freaking amazing. So that one was pretty spendy, actually, but it was all trade-in credit for just random stuff, so pretty cool. Okay, so that's it for the first pickup. Like I said, I only have 2, so the other one's kind of large, you guys are probably guessing. Okay, so here's the story. I went into a pawn shop that occasionally I catch them slipping on games. Occasionally I'll catch good games there. It's not very often. I found a Kirby 64 one time, the Secret Stars or Shattered something. I can't remember what that one's called. But the Kirby game for 64 was worth like 15 bucks, and I had ended up getting that for 4 bucks one time. One time I got Mutant League Football for like 4 bucks complete in box, and I've just caught a couple random scores there. So I go into this pawn shop, which is the next town over from me, Central Point, and I go in there, and I'm looking through games, and I'm actually looking for sports titles. Now, there's a reason why I'm looking for a couple sports titles. I am not going to mention it in this video. I'm going to mention it in a future video and why I was looking for sports titles. But anyways, I was looking for a couple sports titles that were in really good condition. And the lady says, "Hey, aren't you one of those guys that sells on eBay video games?" And I was like, "No, not really." And truth be told, I do actually. Well, I used to sell video games on Amazon, but I'm a good reseller. I sell for cheaper than everybody else. And I don't do it much. Usually I have really good games and they sell really quick because I sell cheaper than everybody else. So I'm not really on Amazon a lot. But anyways, I didn't really want to say anything about the selling thing. I just said, no, not really. And I said, why? And she says, oh, because sometimes I sell to these guys and I give them a good deal when I find lots of video games. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, yeah, I have some Sega stuff right now. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what do you have? And she goes to the back room and she pulls out this box. And it's a fairly big box, and immediately on top is something that I have been dying to get. It was the best thing, and it was sitting right on top. And I'm trying to have my poker face on, and the whole time inside I'm just like, holy shit, no way. And then I start looking at the games on the bottom, and I'm like, this is pretty good shit. And so I asked what she's looking to get for it, and if she's willing to separate stuff, because I had like half of the games probably. And she said she was not willing to split it up at first. And so I started rummaging through the box, and it was a really slow day. I asked if I could pull everything out. She said no problem. I just went to a side counter and just pulled all the games out, and I put them in 2 piles. I put the thing I wanted the most, which I will show you last, and then all the games in 1 pile. And then I got all the games that I already had in another pile. And granted, there were some decent games in the already had pile, but for the most part, I grabbed either really good games and games I didn't have, and the one thing I needed. And then I went up to her and I said, all right, here's the deal. You've got this chord wrong, and this chord's messed up, and you're missing this part, and you're missing this. And I said, I'll give you $100 for the whole thing. And she was like, I'm pretty firm on 150. I left that part out of the story. She said 150 at first. And she said, I'm pretty firm on 150. I said, all right, well, check it out. I have 2 offers for you. And I said, either all this stuff for 100, and she was like, eh. And I said, or I separated the stuff I really want, and I would be willing to give you $50 for this, and that leaves you all this other stuff, which was like a Sega CD, Model 2 with the Genesis, but it was missing a cord. And then there was a 32X, but it was missing the cord. There was a couple 32X boxed games, but they were crappy games. Anyways, I kind of left that stuff. Still kind of regret it, but I was low on money, and I was about to take a trip to Mexico. This was actually the stuff I got right before the trip to Mexico. So, anyways, making a really long story here, but it's a pretty good story. So anyway, she said yes to it, and I gave her $50, and here is what I got. First of all, I got a couple doubles because they're just good traders, and Sonic games are going up. At least number 2 and number 3 are. So I got Sonic 2. I got Sonic 3. Those games are like freaking $12 to $20 now. It's crazy, especially Sonic 3. I've seen that for like $20 before online. Art of Fighting I didn't have, so this went in my collection. Earthworm Jim I didn't have either. I have it on Super Nintendo, which is in my opinion the superior version, but still kind of cool to have it on Genesis. And then Spider-Man I didn't have either, so that was pretty cool. Added that to my collection. And most of these I haven't played. I really didn't grow up with the Genesis. So actually, here's one I have played quite a bit of on a compilation, Comic Zone. Comic Zone is amazing. Really cool game where like a hand comes out of frame and like draws characters and draws enemies and stuff. And it's framed like a comic book. You actually swing from panel to panel, and it's a freaking cool game. Highly recommended. We got getting to the better games now after Comic Zone. We got Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I am still missing this on Super Nintendo. I had a copy of it a long time ago, and I don't know what happened to it. But Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 I need on Super Nintendo pretty bad. But there it is on Genesis. That's pretty cool. And then another copy of Mutant Chronicles Doom Troopers, which is basically a bloody version of Contra. I just got that game, and then I got this one, which even had a better label than the other one. So I've actually got an extra copy of Doom Troopers up for trade as well. And then The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Pretty darn cool. And then definitely one of the better games, probably if not like second best game, Rocket Knight Adventures, freaking amazing. I already had that one, but I couldn't pass on getting another copy. That's just a highly tradable game. And then I took this one home, and I didn't notice cover art at first. And so I'm looking at my copy that I already had, and I'm looking at this copy, and I'm like, what the hell is the difference? And I'm like, holy crap, this is a Mega Drive game. Golden Axe on Mega Drive. And yeah, that was pretty cool. There was just a random Mega Drive game in there. None of the other ones said Mega Drive, and I didn't realize it until I got home. I mean, I guess there could have been more at the pawn shop that said Mega Drive, but this is the only one that I grabbed that did. So that was pretty darn cool. And then I got 5 games complete in box. And Battletech. Don't really know much about it. It looks like a mech game. Actually, it looks fairly decent, I'm not going to lie. That's why I grabbed that one. It's a cheapo, though. Samurai Showdown. Never played this game. It's a fighter with samurai-type weapons, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. This one's got a really beat-up cover, though. Looks like... God, I got the hiccups. Looks like it... maybe got some water damage or something, but yeah, it's like folded and creased in a few places. And then I got a Spider-Man complete in box. Oh, this is really weird. So there's a Spider-Man here, and there's a Spider-Man here, and they're both called just Spider-Man, but they're different games. That's weird. So, anyways, we got Wolverine complete in box. Pretty darn awesome. I actually didn't really know about this game. I know about this on, I want to say Nintendo, there's a Wolverine game? Okay, and the best game I got from this pile by far is, and I already had this game, but I could not pass and leave it there. It was Contra Hardcore, complete in box. Now, this that I'm showing you is actually my copy. I just traded the extra copy away already, but what was really cool was my copy was missing manual, and there's the manual. So now I have the manual it came with. So my copy is complete and in very, very good condition. Okay, so that's all the games. What the hell did I get with this that was so darn special that I got for $50? Hey, Sega NOMAD. Hails, yeah, I was pretty stoked about this. Now, there are a couple little things with this. First of all, no battery pack on the back. From what I understand, that's not a big deal because most of those battery packs no longer work. The screen's got scratches, but they're kind of light. It's not a big deal. I played this a lot, and I really, really liked it, and I really liked the directional pad. Somebody just talked about that in one of their videos recently. Oh, I think it was the Gaming Historian, and maybe it wasn't recently, but I just watched it. But yeah, he was talking about the directional pad being really good on the Nomad, and I highly, highly agree. Yeah, this is a really cool thing to find, and it was the thing that was on top of the box. I was... When she said Sega stuff, I was expecting maybe a few Sega Genesis games, like some loose stuff, maybe, you know, a Genesis Model 1, which actually would have been cool. I still don't have a Model 1 Genesis, but I was not expecting to find a Nomad. There was a Sega CD Model 2, and there was, like I said, a 32X, but it was missing a bunch of stuff, and I was, you know, kind of saving my money for Mexico, so I didn't want to spend too much. But for $50, yeah, from here over, this is quite the score. Quite the score, and you know, I usually shy away from pawn shops. I'm not gonna lie, I usually do, and I know which pawn shops in town definitely know their shit, and all of them do in Medford, and all of them do in most of the places around here. But that Central Point pawn shop, for some reason, once in a while I catch them slipping, and that lady's awesome. So thank you very much to that lady, and I'm sure she got the other $100 that she wanted for the whole set, because there was a lot of good stuff left in there, but not stuff I needed. Oh, hey, one thing I did want to mention was I didn't notice this, even though I played this. I tested all these games out on the Nomad, and Golden Axe played on it, and so I didn't even notice when I was playing this that it was a Mega Drive version until I put it on my shelf. Did I notice that I had a different label? I looked at mine and was like, whoa, this plays, or I should say this, Nomad actually plays Mega Drive games. I don't know if it plays them all, but I did not know that Nomads did that. That is freaking amazing. That was pretty cool to find out. and just a really cool item to find. I am so stoked. I was very, very pleased to find this. I am not going to lie. Now, there's not a lot of crazy stuff here, but I thought it was a very successful pickup just because mostly the Nomad and the extra copy of Contra Hardcore, which already got me a cool game for trade. And yeah, just some pretty cool stuff, and definitely filling out my Genesis collection. My Genesis collection has grown a lot. I love Genesis. Anyways, to make a long story short, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this pickup or any of these games, like your favorites or anything like that. What do you think of the Sega Nomad? Do you have one? Never played one? They're awesome. Oh, this did have a cord with it too. I think it was a Model 2 Genesis cord is the one that works on this. I'm pretty darn sure. But yeah, I am tied down to a cord, but it's still damn cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the Nomad. Let me know what you guys think of the pickups. Let me know what you think of the video. Leave a comment below, and if you want to see more videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there. It's red, and it says subscribe, and thumbs up the video if you like it. That's pretty much the entire pickup video, all I have. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate every single view, like, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, everything. You guys kick so much ass. I say it all the time. You guys are the friendliest bunch of viewers I could ever ask for. Thank you very much for always watching. Keep rocking the retro games.